Yes, yes, Casanovians. Right, boys. That right there, that is reality. That. That right there is reality, okay? Understand this. The world is your mirror, right? You cannot control reality until you can control people. Now, this has nothing to do with some weird dark triad manipulation tactics. You can't control reality until you can control people. And understand perception is reality, right? Perception is reality. Nobody can make you feel bad without your consent. As a man thinketh, so is he. And even if it's not true, we make it true by believing in it, right? This live stream, for the right person, it's going to completely revolutionize your entire reality. Like, this has taken me years and years and years to actually work out. And by listening to this live stream all the way through, I'm just going to drop so many epiphanovas, so many value nuggets that it's just going to completely allow you to transcend reality on this intergalactic level, allow you to transcend into the fourth dimension and literally just attract everything that you want in your life, whether it's women, whether it's money, whether it's status, whatever it is that you want. It all starts with this. It all starts by understanding this core principle that internal state is external reality. So I have a stronger and stronger belief in a notion or a concept known as solipsism. Okay, so I don't know what it's like to be anybody else. I'm only conscious of my own consciousness. So what I believe at this point in my life at 27 years old is we're all living in a simulation, right? We're all living in a simulation. And when I go outside, it's like I'm the only person on this planet that actually exists. Have you ever watched the scene, the film, The Truman Show? Like, if you've watched that film, you kind of grasp what I'm talking about. It's like everybody else is an NPC, side questing their way through life, and they don't have an impact on my life until I decide they're going to have an impact on my life. So let's make this super practical because I don't want to lose anybody too early by being like too intergalactic woo woo. But this is like, once you understand this, it's just going to completely change everything. What I said before, nobody can make us feel bad without our consent. You might want to write that down because we often forget what we've learned and we become products of what we've forgotten as opposed to what we've learned. So reiteration is consolidation. Nobody can make you feel bad without your consent, right? Let's take the example of the thing that I teach, which is daytime cold approach, right? I teach entrepreneurs, business owners, and high achievers how to cold approach beautiful women during the day, right? I believe the modern man has completely lost his balls. I believe the modern man needs about 10 pints of lager down in Firth just to strike up a conversation with a woman. I don't subscribe to the ideology of swiping your life away on a screen or settling for low quality women in grotty nightclub. I've been there, I've done all that stuff. I really believe that daytime cold approach is the gentleman's way of bringing women into our lives, but it all goes way deeper than just going out there and chatting to women. This is like the hero's journey. I view day game as a discipline which takes me closer to the divine. It's a discipline which allows me to connect with my most authentic self, and it's that notion of my most authentic self that I want to tap into every single day, because when I'm feeling whole and when I'm able to operate from a place of wholeness rather than from a place of lack, the world literally mirrors my energy. Okay, so let's say I go outside today and for whatever reason I feel really self-conscious. Let's just say I go outside and I'm grappling with that perceived lack of self-worth. I'm thinking too many steps ahead, I'm experiencing failure in advance, and I'm rejecting myself on behalf of all the women that I want to speak to. So I'm going outside, I don't feel good in myself, and let's say the first approach that I do that day doesn't go the way that I want it to. Let's say I go over to a woman, I'm really nervous, I'm really shaky, I'm like, hi, excuse me, I just wanted to say you look really good. And she's like, oh, thanks. And then she keeps walking, right? Understand, this situation is inherently, right? I went over to a woman, I said something, and then she responded by saying something back. But because I'm already in a depleted emotional state, I take that outcome as, oh, she must not find me attractive. Oh, I got rejected. Oh, that was an instant blowout. And then the language that I use solidifies the state which I believe I've just experienced. All that happened there was I went over to a woman, I said something, and she responded with words, right? It's like Shakespeare said, nothing is good nor bad, it's the thinking that makes it so. Nobody can make you feel bad without your consent. So it's like, if you're going out to cold approach women, but you inside absolutely despise yourself, if you think you are an unlovable piece of shit, you're erring on the side of pessimism, you think everybody out there is like out to get you, that's what you're going to manifest in the external world, right? Every conversation that you have, if it doesn't go the way you want it to go, whatever your desirable outcome is, you interpret it as, oh, I'm unlovable. Oh, I'm a piece of shit. You get that instant hit of confirmation bias. It's like, oh yeah, I knew that would happen. Why would a woman like her ever go for a guy like me? This is all being manifested from our internal state, right? I'm gonna talk to you boys in a second how to actually get your internal state on point, because I believe this is the Shangri-La of seduction, cold approach. Like whatever it is that you want to bring into your life, whether it is women, success, status, whatever, it all starts inside here. And again, this has took me so many years to actually learn, and I'm still learning, right? I'm not an expert in this, but first of all, I read a book called Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. That's okay. It's a decent gateway drug into all of this field, but the book that I'm studying hard, and the book which I really recommend that you boys take a look at after this live stream, is Reality Transurfing. You can actually get the audiobook on Spotify. I think if you've got Spotify Premium, you can listen to the whole thing. It's quite a meaty text, and I think most people are going to get completely lost inside of it. But for the right people, the people who are ready to receive this information, it's going to revolutionize everything. Reality Transurfing. So take a look at that after this live stream is finished. But this notion, you can't control reality until you can control people. People that we meet are simply a reflection of how we perceive ourselves. Perception is reality. So we cannot control our own realities until we can control the people who we meet. And again, it's nothing to do with dark manipulation. It's understanding that every time we go out there into the world, we are attaching meanings to how people respond to us, right? So imagine I walk outside today and I see a really cute cat get run over, like absolutely fucking steamrolled by a van, right? That situation is inherently neutral. It's got no meaning until I attach meaning to it. So I could watch that cat get absolutely obliterated and think to myself, oh my God, like that is so sad. What a terrible world we live in. Or I can attach my own meaning to that. So I could say to myself, fuck, like you really don't know when your card is going to be called. Like watching that little pussy get ran over, it's really allowed me to meditate on the fragility of life. Like that could have been me. Or maybe that cat had a terminal illness and getting absolutely obliterated, put it out of its misery. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you go out today and let's say you set the intention to do 3 direct cold approaches, and let's say every girl that you speak to is like, yeah, thanks, oh, I've got a boyfriend, oh no, I'm not in the mood. What interpretation are you going to attach to that? It's all about the stories that we tell ourselves. That's why Plato said, people who tell stories rule the world. It's all a game of interpretation. It's all a game of imagination. Like if you can honestly just internalize this, everything's going to change. And we become what we practice. This is a practice. It's not something that you just learn once and then boom, your reality. You transurf in reality. You know, it's a daily practice. And the universe, it will give you opportunities to grow, to test how well you're doing with this practice. So like, I view everything now as God operating in disguise. So let's say I put a live stream like this, out into the universe, and let's say I get like a string of undesirable comments. Let's say people are like, oh, this guy, what's he talking about? Like, this guy's so stupid, this guy is ugly, whatever. Just let's say I get lots of comments that would be regarded by most people as hate comments, right? The way that I perceive it now is, whoa, this is so cool. Like, I am being given this opportunity to test my emotional resilience. Again, I can't control reality until I can control people. And I don't have any control over the actions of other people, but I'm in full control how I decide to respond to it. So now, like, whenever I see comments online which are targeted at me, like maybe people don't like me, people have got a problem with my haircut or the way that I dress or my outlandish personality, whatever it is, now I just understand that their desire to lash out online is a reflection of their internal state, right? So if anybody is, in my opinion, if anybody is throwing out comments online which have venomous intentions, it's got nothing to do with the target. It's got everything to do with the archer, meaning that it's just a reflection of how they feel about themselves. So they don't like themselves. Maybe like me 4 years ago, they're in a position in their lives right now where they just feel disgusted with themselves. They feel disgusted with the person that they are, the life they're living, the man that they become, the city that they're living in, the money that they're making. Like, I've been there. Like, I've been in those places in my life where I completely despised myself, right? I didn't like myself. I was in a difficult situation in my life, but I knew no one was coming to save me. I knew perception was reality. I knew that as a man thinketh, so is he. So it was all about reframing the way that I perceive myself. And that's how it starts. And that's how it started with me. And this is how it's going to start with you as well. Okay, perception is reality. So yeah, let's say you go out today and you do 3 or 4 direct cold approaches. And let's say in your mind, you really want them to go well, whatever that means, right? Like, this is what I'm trying to say to you boys. The rep is the reward. This is how we reframe things. Most guys who try and learn cold approach, they're going out purely to be validated at the start. They're going out desperate to receive love from the feminine, which is understandable. Like, we've all been there, we've all been in those dry spells in our lives. But it's like the reps are the reward, right? So like, if you're going out there because, oh, like, it's not going to be a success unless I get a phone number. It's not going to be a success unless I get a date. It's not going to be a success if I've got that woman in my bed. It's like, you're perpetually chasing the dragon. You're placing excessive importance on a specific outcome. And it's like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You'll never be satisfied until you can take pleasure in the pursuit. The achievement is in the attempt. The success is in the showing up. And the rep is the reward. So when I say to you boys, go outside and do 100 direct cold approaches. You're not doing these approaches to get dates, get phone numbers, get happy endings. If that happens, amazing. That's great. You're going out there to build the skill. You're going out there to build the emotional resilience. You're going out there to learn how to actually play the game, to understand that nothing is personal. Like, rejection is not personal. Rejection is not going to ruin you. Rejection is very much a rite of passage, but it's only this if we decide it to be this, right? Like, it's only this way if we decide that, okay, cool, like, I went out today, I did 4 approaches, and the women didn't seem to respond to me that positively. But it's like, rather than getting deflated by that, get motivated by it. Like, be grateful for what you actually did. Like, take joy in the actions that you took. It's like, fuck, I went out today, I did 4 direct cold approaches. Let's go! 4 direct cold approaches, dude. I am so proud of you. Like, one of the girls, she just kept walking. One of the girls looked at me a little bit weird. One of the girls thought, what the fuck's going on? Like, but it's like, you celebrate the wins. Do you understand? It's like the same situation, completely different interpretations. And this is why when I work with my guys one-on-one, this is why they get the results that they do, because it's all about the reframe. Like, once you've got someone in your corner, and let's say I'm working with a guy and he is feeling resistant to going for an approach because he's up in his head, he's worried about getting rejected. It's all about the reframe. I'm just saying to him, dude, just go over purely to make a day. Just go over and make that woman feel beautiful. No one's allergic to a compliment. Remember, the rep's the reward. And let's say he waddles over there and it's just, it's like an objectively terrible approach. He comes out of that approach. I'm like, dude, fuck yeah, let's go, right? And I'm celebrating the wins, right? So it's like, if you're going out there and you're going out there to cold approach and you're feeling deflated with the process, it's because you're attaching excessive importance to a particular outcome. It's all about view the rep as the reward. View this as character building. View it as self-improvement, personal renaissance. Because once you can actually just enjoy going out there, putting the reps in, getting points on the board, that's when the results roll in. It's when you're no longer attached to the outcome. It's like the outcome is me going out there, showing up. Again, you can't control reality until you can control people. And the only person you need to control is yourself, right? Like this is a process of self-mastery, okay? So let me just give you a practical way of getting your internal state on point before you go out there and cold approach women, because I'm in a place now, and certainly the way that I like to do my coaching, the way that I like to help people when I'm working with them one-on-one, that's, just for context, that's really important to me, by the way. I don't like this notion of group coaching where you go along and there's like 4 or 5 other guys on the workshop with you. The reason why I get the results that I do is because of the one-to-one, individually tailored support. Right? It's the difference between putting out a course and offering one-to-one coaching. A course is not individualized, right? One-to-one, that's where the magic is. So going out there and actually starting this process of cold approach, it does feel daunting at first, which is why getting yourself into a good state is so important. Now, there's loads of ways that you can do this, but for me right now, I'm out here in Thailand and I'm training Muay Thai, right? So I just come back from a Muay Thai session today, hence shorts. But I've done 5 sessions this week. 5 one-to-one 90-minute Muay Thai sessions. And dude, like, I have this notion called godly frequency, right? Like I used to get godly frequency from when I was a magician. So I was a magician for a decade. Then I used to jump out of airplanes. I used to do solo skydives. Then I started cold approach in 2020, and I really got, it's like a natural narcotic. It's cold approach, like it's putting yourself out there. Like you'll know that feeling, that sensation. It's like you're operating on like cloud 27 when you go out there and you're just like, you know, facing your fears, dive bombing into discomfort, doing what terrifies you. But now for me, it's learning how to fight, like putting myself into that animalistic atmosphere. So let's just say, as an example, let's say, because today is Saturday, right? So let's say you've got a day off on Saturday. Before you even go out there to cold approach, what I would recommend that you do is one physical activity that gets you out of your head and into your body. Because usually when I wake up in the morning, I don't feel that motivated. Usually I'm getting bombarded by my own bullshit. I'm a victim to the avalanche of anxiety. So I know the way that I like to start my day is I get out of bed, I make the bed, I have a cold shower, and then I go to Muay Thai. So just some form of physical activity, whether it's going to a fight gym, highly recommended, whether it's going to the gym, doing heavy resistance training, maybe deadlifts or squats, just to really, I think, just increase your overall testosterone, make you feel more like an action taker, make you feel more like a virile, red-blooded male, like just to get you back into your overall masculinity, right? Or maybe you do what I used to do when I was living in Brazil, even when I was living in Leeds during the winter, sprints, right? Just high-intensity interval training, just like find a steep hill, 10 sets, sprint up, jog back, just it only takes you about 30 minutes. Anything which can run bullshit, because once you, and this is just what helps me and what works for me, by the way, you might find your own system that works, but this is just what I've found to be the most effective. So start off with a physical activity, a start of a day, come back, get a cold shower. Dude, now you're going to be feeling yourself, right? A lot of guys who try and learn cold approach, it's like, you know, they'll roll out of bed, maybe they'll scroll TikTok for an hour, looking at some hot 21-year-old shaking a booty, then maybe they'll wank themselves off into a sock, then, I don't know, they'll probably watch a few of these videos, and then maybe they'll walk outside and they're telling themselves a story that no woman's gonna like them. It's like, yeah, dude, like, of course, no woman is going to want to date you because you wouldn't date yourself right now. Like, you've not become the version of you who's capable of manifesting things that he wants into his life. So it's like, start your day right? Just be action focused rather than outcome dependent. Go to the gym, get a sweat on, train, like go to a Muay Thai gym, kickboxing, traditional boxing, just any form of physical activity at the start of your day. This is going to put you into this state of godly frequency where now you're operating from a place of wholeness rather than from a place of lack. That incessant chatter that's going on in your mind, like, dude, after you've done 90 minutes at a Muay Thai gym, it's like anxiety doesn't even exist anymore. Like, I've just been like, sparring with absolute killers. Like, it's just been, dude, it's been such a transformative exercise so far. So like my visions really for the future is like, I want to be running these like retreats and workshops out here in Bangkok. Like, I want to be teaching my guys cold approach, but also I want to help them on this masculine renaissance, like this masculine renaissance project. It's like, cold approach, learn how to fight, sprints, cold showers, lifting at the gym, going out in the evenings for dinners. It's like things that I've already done in various cities across the world, but like doing it here in Bangkok, I think for the right individual, that's going to be an absolute game changer. So yeah, nothing official yet. I'm just putting out things there into the universe. But yeah, just starting off with physical activity, because this is going to get our internal state absolutely firing. And then what that's going to do, it's going to increase your emotional meter. All right. So once you started off your day, like with intense physical activity, it's like you can take more emotional hits, right? So let's say you go outside already feeling good about yourself, right? You're looking good, you're feeling good. Then when you go out and you approach women, and maybe you get 4 women who give you the, oh, I've got a boyfriend, oh, I'm not really into you, oh, I'm sorry, I'm actually a lesbian, classic. Then they don't hurt as much. Like, you can actually just learn to have fun with them. You can just laugh your way through the rejections. But like, if you go out there and you've got a depleted state, then those undesirable outcomes, they do affect you more. So it's like, what I'm trying to do at the start of every day is just getting my emotional meter as high as possible, because then when my emotional meter is super, super high, I'm going out to the world to give, right? I don't need anything from anybody, right? The person who has the most cares the least. The biggest mistake, or one of the biggest mistakes that I see with guys, is like they're going outside to cold approach and their state is so depleted that they need the women or the response from women to lift them up. And that's a mistake, because you're forever chasing the dragon. You're going out there to be validated. You're going out there for the approval. You're going out there to take, right? It's like, I feel so shit about myself right now that I need the validation from these women in order to increase my state. No, that's the wrong way to do it. You want your state to be as high as possible before you go out there. And then when you go out there, it's just fun. It's just, you're going out to give. It's like, whoa, you look amazing. You look beautiful. You look great. You could have like 10 situations where the women don't really respond to you that well. But to be honest, it's actually very unlikely, because internal state is external reality. So it's like the girl is your mirror, right? The girl feels what you feel. So like when you go out there and you already feel like the most fuckable version of you, you're telling yourself the story that, yes, we can fucking do this. We are the most fuckable man on the planet. These women are going to be absolutely over the moon and Jupiter and Mars to get to talk to me today. I'm not going to deny these women the opportunity to feel beautiful. It's like they're going to think to themselves, who the fuck is this guy? Like, who the fuck is this renegade, this pirate, this maverick? Do you understand what I'm saying? So the goal, like to actually like get results from cold approach, it's getting our internal state as high as possible, and then we can just go out there purely to play the game, right? Purely just to submerge ourselves in the nourishing, radiant energy of the feminine. It's like, what is it? Zan Perrin always says, beauty needs a witness. I don't think you can be a witness to beauty until you first unlocked the beauty within yourself, which is just train like a fucking savage. Do activities that make you feel good. Like, a mindset that I always love to run with is, just imagine right now that you had $30 million getting transferred tax-free into your bank account next week. Just imagine you had $30 million getting transferred into your bank account next week. Or imagine you had 300 beautiful women in your Instagram DMs, you're all begging you to go on a date. Like, these thought experiments, they allow you to tap into a sensation of abundance. And abundance is not always having, it's knowing you can have. So like, just imagining that you've already got all of your needs met, your money needs met, your romantic needs met, your social needs met. Like, imagine just going out into the world in that abundant state, and then you act as if you've already got it. Right? It's like what Neville Goddard talks about, like operating as though the wish has already been fulfilled, like really thinking and feeling and acting what it's like to be that version of you, because that version of you, that fuckable, abundant, carefree, attractive, rock star, confident version of you, he exists. He exists in your imagination. Imagination leads to creation, right? Again, I go super deep on this. In my free course, it's called My Most Fuckable Man course. If you want like a tried and tested system to unlock and rewire your internal beliefs and like mindset mastery, like get the free course, it's all in there. I give away information, I charge for implementation, meaning that if you actually want to take this shit to the moon, apply to work with me, link below, let's go. Woohoo! But internal state is external reality. You cannot control reality until you can control people. Everything is inherently neutral, and whatever state you're walking outside into the world, that is what is going to be reflected back to you, right? So I think just keep it super practical at the end. Just smile, go out there, have good intentions, be approachable, actually love and respect yourself, do activities that make you feel good, just do what terrifies you on a daily basis, go out to give, go out to make the world a better place. Every single woman who you interact with, just the only intention is, how can I make this woman feel beautiful, desired, and sexy? A rising tide lifts all the boats. So yeah, you can't control reality until you can control people. So yeah, I hope that is useful for you boys. I love you all. If you enjoyed this live stream, drop it a like, and I will speak with you all again tomorrow. Mwah!